Basically, when we brought Lactigo into the fold with it, especially with our Olympic track and field athletes, with the Racers Track Club guys who, Safa Powell, Bolt, Brittany Reese here in the US, what we saw was those drug era records, those Soviet bloc records from the 80s where it was a free-for-all state-sponsored doping program. In fact, Russia is still banned from the Olympics for doping. um, that those records started to fall. A good example is, Brittany Reese, arguably, in my opinion, the greatest, most decorated Olympic track and field athlete in history for Team USA. 14-time world champion, four-time Olympian, gold, silver, silver, just, all of the accolades. But she broke the 1984 Olympic trials record, once we started to kind of integrate the gel and it could improve the day-to-day training, and also the competition year round. And that's something a lot of people don't realize, is that that stuff compounds when you're improving the capacity for the athlete from it on a day-to-day basis, both in the training and the recovery side, because its ability to help recovery and reduce delayed onset muscle soreness. Now they're performing at a much higher level, and it compounds throughout the year. And that's what we kind of started to see in the performances, is that they just continue to increase despite sometimes the workload of the athlete actually coming down a little bit. So we were improving in gross efficiency, yet we were also still seeing PRs, world records, Olympic records fall. And that was across the board. I mean, and we have, Olympic athletes in probably a dozen different sports, from cycle sprints, swimming, you name it. That's what we were seeing across the board, is they were already elites. They were already on the podium pretty much in every competition and placing somewhere. And now they're just blowing away some of the records, like what we saw with Brett McManus and Ironman. He set, well, 9 course records, all of them sub 8 hour. In the marathon in New York, he beat second place by 22 plus minutes. I mean, that's absurd. And as a result of that, our athletes have also been some of the most drug tested athletes in the world, with zero positive tests. And that's another thing. Along with the science, we also did all the safety studies for it. We are also the only topical product that is approved by Informed Choice, Informed Sport, which means it is safe to be used by any governing agency out there in existence, including at the Olympic level. And for the most part, there are, some that have their own little stipulations, but in terms of international competition and professional sports leagues, we are approved and safe for use. Every bottle is stamped, every batch is tested. So not only do we have really good peer-reviewed research, we also have the safety as well, so that people have that peace of mind. They know it's a safe product for them. It's healthy. We have no active ingredients. In the base formula, menthol is the only thing in the OTC product. Everything else are all GRAS, generally recognized as safe. So it's a fantastic package when you put all of that together.